Duryodhana and Sakuni went together to the blind king, the son wearing his misery openly, the uncle carrying the plan quietly. They came into Dhritarashtra's chamber like a sickness, and its cause, and the air changed as they entered. What they wanted from the old king was small and simple. What it would cost the world was neither. Sakuni opened, as always, by working the father's soft spot. "O king," he said, "your son is wasting away with grief, and you take no notice. Why this unconcern?" He aimed the words precisely where they would move a doting father fastest, at the guilt of a parent who fears he has failed his child. It worked. Dhritarashtra rose, gathered his son in his arms, and asked with real tenderness, "Why should you grieve? The whole world lies at your feet. You have every pleasure of the gods, the finest teachers learning, my throne as your birthright. What is left for you to want? Tell me." It was a father's love offered whole, and about to be used against him. "Father," said Duryodhana, "like any man, rich or poor, I eat and I cover my body, and I find life unbearable all the same. What is the use of such a life?" And then he opened the wound fully, the envy eating his insides, the prosperity of the Pandavas that was more bitter to him than the loss of everything he owned. "Contentment is not a kshatriya's virtue," he burst out. "Fear and pity lower a king. My own wealth gives me nothing now that I have seen Yudhishthir's greater glory. The Pandavas have grown, father, and we have shrunk." It was the logic of a man who measures himself only against his rival and can never win because the rival's very existence is the wound. And here the blind king, for all his weakness, spoke a moment of real wisdom. "Beloved child, you are my eldest, heir to the glory of our race. Do not nurse this hatred. Hatred of one's own blood, and blameless blood at that, ends only in sorrow and death. Is not Yudhishthir's prosperity ours as well? He bears you no jealousy. Why should you bear him any? You are his equal in courage and in birth." The old king pressed. "Why be jealous of your own brother? You should not." And for once he meant it plainly. Overfond of his son as he was, Dhritarashtra could still now and then say the just thing. The tragedy of this man was never that he could not see right. It was that he could not hold to it. Duryodhana did not like it, and did not trouble to be respectful. A man stuffed with learning, but empty of sense, he sneered, is like a wooden ladle in a pot of fine food. It stirs the feast and tastes nothing. You have book knowledge of statecraft, father, and no statecraft at all, as your advice proves. He was calling the king a fool to the king's face. "The way of the world is one thing," he lectured, "and the rule of a state quite another. Brihaspati himself taught that forbearance and contentment, virtues in ordinary men, are weaknesses in kings. A kshatriya's duty is the constant pursuit of victory." So he went on, quoting maxims, citing precedents, dressing his envy in the robes of statecraft, and making the worse cause look the better. Then Sakuni stepped in and laid the real plan on the table. The whole scheme: invite Yudhishthir to a game of dice, defeat him utterly, and strip him of everything he owned, with never a weapon drawn. "It is enough," the wicked uncle finished, "if you simply send for the son of Kunti to play. Leave all the rest to me." The trap, fully built, was set before the old king's sightless eyes. "Sakuni will win the Pandavas' riches for me, without a fight." Duryodhana urged, You need only agree to invite Yudhishthir. Everything hung now on one word from a blind, fond, wavering father. Yes. And a doting father's yes, they both knew, was only a matter of pressing long enough. But the king balked. This does not seem proper to me, he said uneasily. Let us put it to Vidura. He will counsel us rightly. It was his instinct in every crisis. Reach for the one man whose judgment was clean. And it was exactly the instinct Duryodhana had come prepared to kill. Vidura. Duryodhana scoffed. He will only recite the tired platitudes of common morality, which serve our purpose not at all. A king's policy is sterner stuff than schoolbook virtue, and its only test is success. Besides, Vidura dislikes me and dotes on the Pandavas. You know it as well as I do. So he shut the one door through which wisdom might have entered. Still the king resisted, groping toward the truth. The Pandavas are strong, he said. It is unwise to provoke them. This game will breed enmity, and the passions it stirs will know no bounds. We should not do it. He could feel the disaster coming, could almost name it, and for a few more sentences, he held. But Duryodhana was relentless. True statesmanship, he argued, is to cast off fear and act. Should we not force the matter now, while we are the stronger? A lost chance may never return. And it is not as if we invented dice to harm them. It is an ancient pastime of kshatriyas. If it wins our cause without bloodshed, where is the harm? Every sentence chipped at the old man's crumbling resolve. And at last, the father broke. Not convinced, only exhausted. Dear son, he sighed, I have grown old. Do as you like. But this path does not appeal to me, and I am certain you will repent it later. This is the work of destiny. He surrendered while naming the disaster he was surrendering to, which is the particular helplessness of weak men who can see. Out-argued and worn down, Dhritarashtra gave the order, prepare a hall for the game. The thing was done. And yet, such was the divided heart of the man. The moment his son had gone, he could not rest and sent secretly for Vidura after all, hoping perhaps to be told he had done right or to be saved from himself. Vidura did not comfort him. O king, he said gravely, this will bring nothing but the ruin of our race. It will raise a hatred that can never be quenched. The truth, stated plainly by the one man who always stated it plainly. It hung in the quiet room, and the blind king flinched from it. But the king had already yielded to his son, and now he hid behind fate. If fortune favors us, I have nothing to fear from this game, he said. And if it goes against us, how could we help it? Destiny is all-powerful. Go, Vidura, and invite Yudhishthir in my name to come and play. He dressed his weakness as resignation to the gods and sent the summons out. So the weak-witted king, over-persuaded by love for his son, gave destiny the very opening it wanted, knowing, even as he did it, that this was exactly how the ruin would come. Vidura, heartsick, had no choice but to carry the poisoned invitation to Indraprastha. He would set it before Yudhishthir himself, and Yudhishthir, bound by his own gentle vow, would find it almost impossible to refuse. The hall of games was being swept and lit. The dice were waiting.